Welcome back, ravens and crows. I found another corrupted file tonight. A deleted story, messy drama, and one person who really thought nobody would find out. So grab your snacks, lower your standards, and pray you're not in this story. Let's begin. I used to think my wife, Emily, was the best thing that ever happened to me. We had 7 years together, 4 married, and for most of that time she was soft with me in ways people never saw. She would fall asleep with her foot tucked under my leg, steal the first bite of my food, and send me stupid pictures from the grocery store like choosing cereal was a national emergency. I built my life around that woman. I worked overtime, gave up vacations, put my savings into the bakery she swore would become her dream. And when her mother, Linda, got sick, I quietly started paying the medical bills Emily thought the hospital had reduced. Then one Thursday, Emily came home after midnight. That was unlike her. She smelled like office air and expensive cologne. Not perfume, not alcohol, just that sharp, clean smell that sits on someone else's shirt. She kissed my cheek too fast and walked straight to the shower. Emily said, "Work ran late. We're down 3 people and Ryan needed help closing the manager reports." Ryan was her boss. I nodded because marriage teaches you to trust before it teaches you to investigate. But that night, when she got into bed, she didn't reach for my hand. She turned toward the wall and kept her phone under the pillow. After that, the small things got loud. Late replies, password changed, laughing at texts she would hide the second I walked in. She started cooking dinner again, but she wasn't really in the room with me. Her body stood by the stove while her mind sat inside that phone. One night, I sat across from her while she made pasta. I told her Linda's fever had come back and that I wanted her to visit the hospital with me on Saturday. I also told her I might have a work trip coming up, something my company had been preparing for in Chicago. Emily nodded, smiling down at her screen, then straightened her posture like someone had sent her a compliment she wanted to pretend didn't matter. Mike said, "Emily, did you hear what I said about your mom?" Emily said, "Yeah. Saturday. Hospital. I heard you." She said the words, but her eyes never left the phone. That was the first time I realized my wife could hear me and still not be listening. 2 weeks later was my birthday. Emily had planned date night herself, which made me feel stupidly hopeful. I got to the restaurant early, ordered her favorite wine, and waited. 7 o'clock became 8. 8 became 9. My calls went straight to voicemail. I went home with the birthday card still in my jacket pocket. Emily said, "Mike, I'm so sorry. I forgot what day it was. Work got insane." Mike said, "You forgot my birthday?" Her phone rang before she could answer. Ryan's name lit up across the screen. Something in my chest went cold. Mike said, "Answer it." Out loud. Ryan said, "Hey, you left the manager room lights on. Don't worry, I turned them off. I know you rushed out." That should have calmed me. It did, for about 10 seconds. Then I realized relief should not feel like a technicality. A few days later, I decided to surprise Emily at work with lunch and flowers. I saw her through the glass front door, stepping into the back office with Ryan. She wasn't touching him. He wasn't touching her. It was nothing you could accuse someone over, and that almost made it worse. I told myself she was busy and handed the food and flowers to the girl at the counter. Michelle said, "Ryan ain't gonna be too kind about her getting extra admirers." Mike said, "What do you mean by extra admirers?" Tyrone said, "Everybody got a work husband or work wife. It's not that deep." Mike said, "Really?" I'm sure she told people she has an actual husband. Michelle said, if she did, she never talks about him. Tyrone said, I'll take these back to her. I let him. I didn't ask another question. I had learned enough to stop asking questions in public. That's tonight's file. Tell me what you think in the comments down below, because tension is definitely brewing. And remember, every deleted file leaves a ghost behind. You're listening to the Midnight Archive. Please like and subscribe if you want to listen to more.